What's going on, YouTube? This is Matt here. Just wanted to do a quick video today here about getting into medical device sales. I've been in med sales for about probably about a year now. I worked in orthopedics, neurosurgery, spine, that kind of thing. So went through the whole gambit of doing the interviews, those kind of things. So I feel like I can talk about it a little bit. A lot of people have a hard time with the interviews just because of the selective criteria. But certain things, I feel like I might be able to lend some insight on. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna go right into the video. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you're here. Actually, I mean, this helps me out a lot for the videos because it's not gonna grow. I'm not gonna grow unless you guys put in the work with the thumbs up. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So the number one thing that I see people getting denied for is not having experience. All right, if you don't have experience, think about it this way. If every job didn't take anyone without experience, there would not be a job to be had. Like, they would never fill the role, right? Because at some point, nobody had experience. At some point, there was a role that was made and they needed somebody to fill it. Okay, so if that's the narrative, you got to know that you can get hired without experience. And I know personally a lot of people that have gotten in without experience, so I know it is possible. But the thing that you have to do is you have to take your experiences, your life experiences, and relay them into a sales role. So, for example, I was an athletic trainer beforehand, worked for a physical therapy company. And what we did with that physical therapy company was we sent referrals. So I would, bring up my track record of the athletes that I had and the referrals that I got to go to that PT company. It's not a specific sales job, but that was sales oriented because I brought it up. I was like, hey, if I had a quota, if I was meeting this thing, X amount of time, and then getting into the next month and I had more PT referrals, that's sort of the narrative that I had. So everyone has experience. Life is sales, essentially. Dating is sales. Everything is getting someone to, go with your side of the story because you believe it's the right way and the best way for, certain things to fall into place. The next thing that I've seen is no medical experience. So, you're lacking the anatomy experience where someone else has it. Sort of the same thing as the first point. I would just talk to them. With the invention of the internet, you're pretty much able to go on, find all these online videos, Quizlets, anything like that that's going to, be able to build your anatomy foundation. That should be the easy thing to do. Get them to believe that you're really into it. You're going to do what you can to get the knowledge, and they'll also teach you that stuff and the things that you need at training. But it is really good to be prepared for that. So, if that's something that you're lacking, make sure you present that in the right way during these interviews. Next thing is other applicants. This was, this is very job dependent. Companies like Stryker, you pretty much have to look like an Olympian or an ex-D1 athlete to work for them in orthopedics. Every one of them I've seen is like 6'5" and just absolutely jacked. Do the best you can, right? Get yourself in the best shape that you can. Don't be lazy on that. Make yourself appealing to other people. That's going to help you a lot. And then you're going to have to do some things to just make you seem different from the other, applications. And that's going to come down to, certain things you do in the talking process. If you're going to present yourself in a favorable manner over the other applicants, some things that I would do is I would not, let the person you're talking to, hang up the phone. I would try and press, your time all the way, the most that you have with them. Start asking them questions. Start asking them, hey, what was the best candidate you ever hired and what did they have? And then at the end, you have to close the interview. Okay, you have to do this. I've never been on an interview that went successfully. Toward the end of it, I didn't close. All right, you have to talk to them and tell them, like, hey, why wouldn't I be an ideal candidate for this? What's the things that's keeping me from getting this? Because if you just leave it in the gray area, they're going to leave you in the gray area too, and they might not even get back to you. And last thing, once you're in, you are in. So, once you're in, you've had that experience. That won't be an issue anymore. You're able to apply to other sales jobs. You've had the role. You're able to network, make friends out there. Don't make enemies with competitive reps because you never know when you're going to be working for them or not. So, become friends with as many people you can. Absolutely crush it when you get the role, and then the opportunities are going to be endless. It's like once you're in the club, it's hard to find something that's going to want to make you leave the club because it's just the money is just very, very good, high self-worth job. So that's pretty much it right here. Leave a comment down below where you are in the process. I'd be more than willing to talk to you. If you want any advice, bounce any ideas off me, just go ahead and do that. All right, take care.